lined up again, so we should be good to go. Adjust everybody accordingly. Okay, I already told you a little bit about the world. The town they're going to be starting in is New Dunston, which just goes by Dunston, and it's the rebuilt ruins of what was a larger-ish city. By the way, during the game, I will not be replying to folks typing on the stream, but Chris will be, and possibly one of the others, because I don't want to interrupt the DMing thing. Okay, I think that kind of covers everything to start with. Should we get rolling, or has anybody got anything else Excellent. Okay.
Roll out.
Okay. So Jayth, which is John's character there, Jayth has returned to town triumphant. Well, semi-triumphant. This dwarf, this priest of Joneth, has returned with a bag full of some kind of lumpy, bloody stuff. And it has a huge gathering of people on the street. There must be at least 2 or even 3 dozen people out. One person has a drum and is banging it. Another person is tooting on some kind of hand-carved flute, which is kind of lost in the dull cheering of the rest of the people who are out there. They all rejoiced. Yay.
Woohoo!
There we go.
Jonathan.
It's but yes, Jayth had left town just a day and a half ago because there was some gnoll attacks on the town, and he took a couple people with him who are not with him now, which is why I say it's only a semi-triumphant return. He may have just murdered them in his sleep, and in their sleep. Everybody's sleep.
Well, I need to come back and get some other people to take out.
Pardon me, guys. I'm sorry. Hey, leave it be.
Yeah, I don't like the grin in your eye when you say you're going to take these guys out, because there's multiple meanings there.
Good.
I mean,
A bit.
Jonathan would have protected them if they were not
True
Gnolls.
believers.
And for anybody viewing, Joneth is the god of justice and guardians and strength, as well as the element of earth. So it's rock solid people, whether it's a farmer or a warrior. So you have this, using the term parade loosely, because the mayor comes out to greet you. He's a thinning guy with a scruffy beard. It's somewhere between a 5 o'clock shadow and a beard. It's not quite either one. And he's got thinning hair that's brushed back. His name is Lefty, and he's puffing on a long stem pipe. And his clothes are ill-fitting, as are most people nowadays. And he greets you warmly, keeping you walking down the street towards the pub, which, as we all know, the pub has had many names over the past 2 years, and currently it's up for another drawing, and whatever name they pick, that person gets a free drink that night.
Oh.
So, you're shown into the pub, and quite a few of the people who were in the street pile into the pub, and everybody kind of gets the feeling they weren't so much excited by your return as a reason to go to the pub. You know, it's about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and it's a good time to wander into the pub a little early. You do see Maw gets down at the end of the bar, already drinking as he usually is, or at least he has a drink in front of him. Yes, John?
Oh, no, I was waving.
Oh, okay. My bad. It's, Now, in the crowd was... Sorry, I'm checking names here. Bagai. He was in the crowd, following along, because, hey, Bagai loves a parade.
He can be one almost by himself.
He can be. Will you be heading into the pub there, Bagai? What are you drinking, Robert? What is that?
Maker's Mark. Whiskey.
Oh, yes. Very good. Very nice. It's, Will you be heading into the pub then?
No, it looks like it's probably going to be crowded in there.
Well, by crowded, that's a relative thing. There's definitely going to be room to move around. You're not going to be lacking that. That's for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, Yeah, I figured, I'm walking a couple donkeys to this parade.
Okay.
And cheering and waving as if I was a hero. Just sort of clueless. And so yeah, I'll tie the donkeys up and go inside. Why not?
There you go. When you head inside, Bagai, you do see that dwarf over there who comes to town every couple months, and he's always got a good alcohol. I don't know if your character drinks at all, but this guy always has a good alcohol, and he brings alcohol for the town, which is why he's in the pub making a delivery, and he's probably picking up. You've helped him load his wagon once or twice. No innuendo meant with that. So you recognize him over in a corner as he watches this parade come in through the door. And by the way, Lefty does ask you to leave the bag of heads outside. He did publicly look at it, have somebody else lift one out. He started to, but when the skin starts to slide off just from a day and a half of rot, he's like, you know what, pull one out and hold it up for the get your hand in the damn bag, hold it up for people. And the guy did, and he's like, there you go, here, take the bag and do something with that. You want me to put it on a stick outside the town? He's like, yeah, but further than last time. We don't need coyotes coming up to the town in the middle of the night. Okay? Just out. Go. Put it in the old town. Scare away the ghosts that come into the new town. So, you've entered the pub. The guy following behind, tying the donkeys outside. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure I realize you're not that big of an idiot, but... Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm tying them up. I'm trying to look busy so I don't get tasked with sticking heads on sticks.
Good idea. It's actually it was assigned to Vin and Van. They're actually a set of twins who are the sheriffs of the town. Big guys, bald, facial hair. They tend to... This is them most of the time. They look like an angry Mr. Clean duo. They always look annoyed at something. But when you enter in, like I say, you see the dwarf there, Kavlon, and he's having a drink with Missy. Now, Missy is a wiry woman, probably in her late 20s, early 30s, who runs what is loosely called the Merchants Guild here. Now, by that I mean it's she takes a small cut, lets people know where they go. It's the usual merchant type thing. It is not a criminal thing to, basically... She vets the people coming into town and gives them a connection to the next place on the route. Putting them in contact with who needs stuff going out, etc. We all know what a guild master does when it comes to merchant trains, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's Kavlon, you do see Bug Guy come in, and he's always nice and helps you load your wagon.
I'll raise my mug to him as he comes in.
That's not a euphemism, by the way.
There are so many potential ones, aren't there?
It could be a euphemism.
That's okay. We just watched you tie up your ass.
Twice.
That's right. Dual asses. It's So yeah,
I'm a big guy.
You are a bug guy. Bug guy. So is there anything in particular anybody wants to do, or shall I just keep narrating till somebody wants to jump in?
Keep
What
going.
have I said about friggin' Brigan? What is that smell?
Who are you addressing? Just the room?
The dwarfs.
Ah, the new
I'm
dwarf.
I think it's me this time, huh?
I'm pointing at John.
It's the smell of justice. Look, we've gotten rid of one of your other problems outside of town.
Well, can stay outside the town. Brigan, this is a pub.
It's outside of the town.
The bag was not
Lefty
brought
took
in.
care of it.
Now,
Lefty sent the twins out that way.
Jayth does have some remnants of justice on him. You know, he just picked a bit off and ate it.
Abracadabra. Clean him.
Very good. With a wave of his hand, the wizardly fellow who runs the pub, you see some of the stuff that's on you fade into dust and drift to the floor. What kind of armor are you wearing, if any?
Chain.
Chain. It gleams a little brighter and, it's a little less dull and even a bit of the rust. Now, you take good care of your stuff, I'm assuming, but you do get rust traveling and whatnot.
But you could have done that to start with instead of complaining.
You know better than to come in here friggin' covered in blood and gore.
Small pieces.
Any pieces.
All right.
Cleanliness is next to godliness.
What about the diamond pieces?
Those are very close to godliness.
Ah. Jonath is quite blitzed.
Very true.
So, what's on the menu?
Well, it depends on how many of those diamond brought this way.
Well, quite a few.
Well, bring them over here and I'll show you what's on the menu.
Well, I will wander over there.
Very
Probably chicken.
good. It's the guy says that. It's probably chicken. And Lefty will say, do you not like chicken anymore there, big guy? Can everybody hear me?
Lefty's the mayor.
Yes.
Yeah, Lefty's the mayor.
Yes.
I'm just gonna stare at him.
Very good. Very good. He'll pat you gently on the shoulder and turn away then.
I'll run back and go grab chicken.
Better get a few for
Live
Yeah.
chicken or dead chicken? Cooked chicken.
Cooked chicken.
Okay, very good. It's-
And meat or ale. Whatever happens to be cold.
do you want to run back there and do it yourself, or do you want to send one of the girls?
Oh, no, forget it. If he's got diamonds, I'm doing it myself.
Ah, very good. Yes. Okay. A few minutes later, there is food laid out on the bar for Jayth there. 3 people have already bought you drinks. Do you drink, Jayth?
Oh, I do.
Very good. 3 people have already
How's
bought
my
you
beer?
drinks. They are buying the cheap stuff. It is not a rich town, and matter of fact, there are 2 of them who are arguing over the value of the cheap stuff versus what that guy in the corner brings in. If they won't look at him and they don't refer to him directly. Very good. Moving on,
What's
Chickas.
his name? What's his name? I'm the cleric.
Kavlon.
With the Kavlon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to these 2 that aren't addressing him by name and tell them, just gently, nicely, that's Kavlon. Good guy. Short.
Yeah, he is.
Good guy.
But it doesn't mean his beer is worth the money that he wants the pub to charge for it. I mean, I don't think the pub would ever charge that much if he didn't overcharge them, and then we could have it. But I'm not going to drink that swill if it costs that much. These-
I will wander over there. How much of that swill have you tried?
The 2 guys look back and forth. They're like, wait, we've had it before.
Well, I'll tell you what. Jonathan has been very, helpful in bringing us some success. Why don't you come over and try one? Might be worth it.
Okay, yeah, we'll try to Again, I mean, because we've had it before. It's So a few minutes later, between people buying Jayth drinks and Jayth now buying other people drinks, there is a crowd of a dozen or so people. Kavlon, ever so peacefully and kindly, just sat in his chair and watched or ignored. I don't know what he did.
Just sitting there watching people keep drinking. Occasionally gets up and like puts the mug on the bar. It gets refilled, slides money across, walks back to his chair in the corner.
You do have
An open tab, probably.
Well, actually, I assume there is a little bit of a deal going on between you and Moggets there. You know, maybe you bring him a little special distilled brew just for him, and you get the beer for free when you're in his pub. You know, this allows
Since
you to...
the rest of the beer I'm bringing is from the monastery and not me specifically,
Right.
but I'll give him, some of the private stock.
Exactly, the stuff you've been distilling and experimenting with. So it's like a, brew of the month type club. It's that you've been running.
Experimental booze is the best.
Now, after the meal and the meal is finished, liquor has flowed, people have calmed down, the evening crowd has rolled in, and the early troublemakers have rolled out. It's mellowed, there's a general murmur, the lamps have been lit, and there is oil lamps in here hanging as opposed to torches or whatever. I mean, there's straw covering the ground that they sweep out each morning and lay down new, just to absorb the beer and everything instead of it staining the floor. That's when Jayth brings up one of the other interesting things he found. Now, I'll share a link here in Discord with you guys. Actually, everybody has their link to the D&D5e folder that I made on Google Docs.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yes.
Do you have it where you can click on it right now to go look at the thing I'm going to tell you is there?
Yes.
I'm looking for it.
Yes.
Robert, do you need it?
No, I'm looking for
Okay.
it.
When you
I need
find it,
to refresh.
under the base folder, you're going to see a folder named Stealing for Survival, which is the name of the campaign, at least till I come up with something better or decide I need to. Inside there is something labeled Mysterious Note found with Gnolls. Now, at this point in time, everybody has interacted with each other and others at least a little. Paulo, he's a guy, kind of short, wiry guy, older, receding hairline, curly, dark hair. He's juggling the corner. He used to travel with the carnival. He's keeping everybody amused with his antics and his tale, and he takes tips in food. He apparently could put away a ton of food. This is something that Moggets has no problem with because he brings in a crowd. He can eat and drink for free and collect tips. Mm-hmm. Did everybody find it, or do you need me to drop a link?
My link takes me to a folder that says House Rules.
I need to go back a folder.
One back.
I'm in.
I don't know that I can do that from my phone.
Hold on just a second. Let's make this easy. I'm just going to get a shareable link. Pardon me here while I mess up the screen, everybody. Robert, I'm going to drop it in your private chat.
Woohoo!
The one with just you and me in it. And
Okay.
that should allow you to click on it there. Let me know when you got it.
We are all slightly off center on the stream, FYI. We're maybe a quarter of an inch high.
No, good times. Here, let me,
Yes.
let me see.
Not a whole inch high,
So crouch down.
Some extra time.
Everybody duck.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. You
I
got
can't
it.
read it, but I got it.
Why can't you read it?
Because I have an intelligence of
Because he's the big guy.
7.
Okay. It's So this might not be of interest for you, but this is where you'll be finding most of the things that directly tie into this particular game. The house rules and stuff can stay over there for other stuff. This will be where I'll be putting all the pictures and notes and other stuff that you guys might need to access. Okay. Jayth is going to bring up this note. This is something he found in the gnoll encampment deep within the old city. The reason this stood out is, and there is part of it that's missing. There looks like there was other papers attached to it that have been torn off and used for whatever things people would use paper for in the wild. So the reason this stood out is because it was in a very well made canister. It was a metal tube. You're not even sure what it is. You're pretty sure it's an alloy. You're not a metal worker, but you are a dwarf. You know a little bit about this. You're not sure what kind of alloy it was, but it was light, it was smooth, it was threaded and capped, just not your usual scroll tube type thing. And there was odd runes in it, probably a language that you're not familiar with or haven't ever seen, or something like that. This is what you found inside of it. Now I'm going to read it out loud because our viewers cannot see it. The note says, "To whoever finds this note, I am coming. I am not like you, and you may..." Well, thank you, Robert. "You may find me terrifying, dazzling, confusing, or you may want to worship me. The winds of change shall rail at my arrival, and nature shall bow to me as I enter your world. Some may try to stop me, even attempt to murder me, but I am an unstoppable force. With me, I will bring knowledge beyond your comprehension, and shall change everything you know about the world. Anticipate my arrival."
Does somebody actually read that out loud?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it like
I'll read it.
set it on the bar and was like, "Hey, look at this weird thing I found," and
I do want to point out that Aaron held up his cat while I read that, and I felt like the cat was the one that wrote it, the way he was staring at the camera. It's yeah, Jayth is going to read it out
Jayth
loud
will read it out.
so everybody can hear it.
I'll have like walked up to the bar at that point to get another drink, so that I'm like right next to him as he starts to read.
What language was that written in?
That was written in the common human tongue.
Why is somebody gonna kill him? I'm gonna point at Jayth. He's the one that read the note.
Well, it looks like he might be seeking worship and stuff. And I already found my god, so other people might not want to bow down to it.
Because whoever wrote it's a narcissist.
But it could just be a poem, and well, they didn't even sign it, so
It's not a good poem.
could be a puzzle.
It doesn't rhyme.
Sounds like we have trouble brewing in the future.
So well, it's a good thing to keep an eye out.
You said it looked like it had been ripped off, or ripped and torn?
Yeah, there was definitely more pages attached to this. Like, anticipate my arrival has a ellipsis after it, ... So, it's funny that I tell you guys who are writers, so... Anyhow, I'm defining it for the people who are watching, who's like, it has an eclipse after it? So, yeah, it looks like there's probably more to this, but it's gone. And like I said...
The case that it came in is quite interesting. No, this is well beyond what the gnolls should normally have. So,
Oh, definitely.
May I see it? May I see the paper?
sure. Right here.
I'm gonna try something. Hocus pocus. And see if I can't mend the paper.
Okay, you're going to bippity boppity boo instead of hocus pocus then.
Oh yeah, sorry. Bippity boppity boop it.
I mean, the fibers will knit themselves together, the edges will become less frayed, but the parts that are missing are just missing.
Yeah,
It's- Yeah, so basically it reinforces the paper, but it's not.
I can't get it off of it.
Yeah, it's not going to replace missing pages. It's the phrase, instead of being very frayed at the edge, it's slightly frayed at the edge. It's a neater line, and the paper is thicker. It doesn't feel like, like maybe that hole in the middle has come together and filled in a little bit. But yeah, there's not extra information on it at this point.
I don't get any edges on the bottom or anything like that. No missing words or anything like that.
I'm just standing there looking pissed off at everybody else in the bar and totally confused. Well, I think somebody's gonna try and kill Jayth.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
I don't
too
say it.
cryptic. I mean, we should. Oh. Well. Let's hope not.
So, Moggets, as you look over at Bagai there, you realize he's standing next to Vin or Van. You're not sure which one it is, to be honest. But they have the same damn look on their face, and their arms are crossed exactly alike. And you realize this is an impressionable kid, and that's fucking hilarious.
I will poke my head out the pub and look over in the horizon and see if there's anything that's out of the normal. In case reading this thing out loud.
Oh yeah, it's a very good point. It's a very good point. Now, just so you know, you guys get weird weather now. I think everybody except for Bagai was alive before the cataclysm. Before the talisman got stuck in the sky. So you remember normal weather. After this, there was very abnormal weather. There is none currently going on, but you do have... night is falling. But you still have that orangish glow coming from the southwest that's always there. Which, by the way, if you guys are curious, at some point in time tonight, I will show you approximately where on the continental map that I put into the Google Docs, approximately where you're at.
Good.
You're in Northwood, which you can find on your own if we don't get to that. And in a minute, I want to go check on... Andrea, are you still there? I want to check on her, make sure she's okay. Sorry to get up during the game. But I'll let you guys discuss this when I come back. I will move this forward.
Hey, Moggy.
Yeah.
Why anybody worship a dwarf?
Dwarf.
Yeah, but they too short. You
Yeah, but
bow
they're-
down, you hit the floor.
Right, but they're short dwarfs too.
I not worship Jayth.
But you gotta remember, there are shorter dwarfs too, and some of the dwarf gods are really tall.
Dwarf got issues.
Big.
Little.
Well, the guy, I don't worship me. I worship Jonathan, who's a giant.
Why you write this note?
I got it from the Gnolls.
The Gnolls worship Jayth.
That's an
Because the
interesting
Gnolls
conclusion.
worship nobody because they're dead.
Those Gnolls.
Ex-Gnolls.
The recovering Gnolls? They're in the 12-step Gnoll program?
Now, perhaps tomorrow we go out to where they were at and see if they ate the rest of the note and see if we can find it. I don't really want to go out there and, scrounge around in the Gnoll, but...
Everybody give me a perception roll, please.
Perception 20.
A natural 20? Or total?
Not a natural 20.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, just so you guys know,
plus 3.
if you ever get a natural 20, but you do not tell me it is a natural 20, I'm going to assume it is a modified 20. So always let me know when it's a natural 20. And also, if you ever roll a 1, please let me know you rolled a natural 1. It may not matter in that instance, but it's good to know.
14.
14. Jayth?
7.
Very good. And, did you, use...
He got a 5.
You got a 15, I would assume.
Yeah, 15.
So what's with the cards instead of dice?
I know I rolled the dice. I didn't roll the cards. But I was like, I can't put the number up there on the screen.
There's a cool game that uses cards like that. I don't know, Robert might know about it.
There is. There is, which we might play on the channel at one point in time. We'll see.
Yeah. I wrote two games that use blackjack.
You did.
So,
Okay.
15.
Very good.
Oh.
Very good. Let's see here. There is a metallic smell drifting in through the door on the wind. It's a general scent as opposed to something huge is outside of metal. There's a metallic scent on the wind as it wafts through the open door.
Which I would assume is not a usual smell.
Correct.
Whereas normally we'd get
Yeah, Margaret,
farm
that's not me
animal,
flooding.
and now we're getting...
And anybody that rolled a 15 or above will notice it.
I will eat my meal that's been brought out. That's why I didn't notice.
That has already happened, but at this point in time, you might be picking up
Okay.
whatever scraps are left from anything.
Always chicken.
Noticing the smell, I assume there's like windows on that side of the bar.
Now, with
Near the
this,
door.
it is springtime, but it's warmer than it was a decade or two ago. So even this early in spring, you guys tend to have windows and doors open. It is the front of the building that has the open windows and doors, so that's where the smell would be essentially coming from. And as I said, it's more on the wind than like when you smell a farm in the distance as opposed to I'm standing next to a horse.
Sure. I'll just meander over and take a glance out the window
Okay.
and see if I can see anything out of the ordinary, or maybe like try and discern a more direction that the wind is blowing.
Now, Robert, did you notice?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember who rolled what. That's why I'm asking. And what about Moggus? Did Moggus notice? Okay. It's,
Moggus is his nose is full of spell components. He can't smell anything.
very true. Very true.
And by Pokemon, you mean beer.
Well,
It is magical. Especially that stuff that
Magical
dwarf
and
brings.
delicious.
he was asking for diamonds.
You know, I don't think I actually have dice out.
Oh, just make up some numbers.
That's what I do anyway.
147.
Again? Okay. I have a jar full of... Oh, different dice.
Oh.
I'll just pull one of those out and use whatever I pulled out. Okay.
D13s.
My lucky dice. Okay, so there we go. We'll just pull that out. What is Bagai's reaction to this odd scent?
I'm gonna wrinkle up my nose and. I mean, it doesn't smell like anything.
Ooh, that was loud.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything.
Nothing happened.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sniff at the air.
Okay.
I mean, Dwarves smell funny anyway.
They do. Matter of fact, they often smell of metal.
Yeah.
So,
Hang
you,
on. I'm caught. Shit. Stop.
we're going to give Robert a second here as his camera wanders over to the left. Nope, it's coming back. I think his dog got a wire. Can you hear us, Robert?
I don't think so.
No. We'll give him a second to...
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. Are
My
you back?
dog jumped in my lap, got wrapped up in the headset, and then tried to take off with the laptop.
Good times.
Yeah.
This is why I have cats. They're never annoying and do shit like that.
Yes, never.
That's right. And you might think I'm being gentle with the dice and trying to keep it quiet because I know how it heightens the noise on the microphone. But I'm actually doing it so the cats don't mug me for the fucking dice. Okay,
As
so
they do.
that's right.
Mine.
So everybody is carrying on with what they carry on with, and the dwarf has gone to the other dwarf. Kavlon has gone to the door where he stands staring out into the sky as Jayth did just a few minutes before. It does draw notice of a few people, people that haven't had their 5th or 6th beer, or in dwarves' case, their 10th or 11th beer. Even Bagai seems to notice something off. And that's when, without having to roll anything on this, loud, hollow, popping noises come from outside. Now, Kavlon, you're in the doorway, or possibly even a foot onto the porch or so, as somebody else tries to squeeze past you and you have to move out of their way.
Okay.
The sound... You give me a perception roll. I'll let you have a perception, see if you can figure out where it sounds like it's coming from.
13.
Up and to the southeast.
Up
Oh,
into the southeast.
Yeah, so not from the ruined city, but from the surrounding countryside. It's not... Mhm.
I assume that the front of the tavern is not facing that direction?
The front of the tavern is facing due west.
Okay.
It brings the evening sun in to warm the place before the night sets in. People don't know shit about feng shui here. Anyhow, everybody does hear these loud, hollow pop, 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 pop that fade off. Unsure if it's further ones or if it's an echo of the ones you just heard. But, yeah.
Then I will go back inside, grab my staff that was leaning against the wall in the corner, and then head back out to follow the sound of that.
Okay, now let me do a real quick clarification, everybody, and then I'll let you guys further react. Did everybody roll starting gold?
Yes.
I just took starting equipment instead of starting gold.
Okay.
Same.
Okay. Here's what I will do. If you want basic equipment, like shit that I could walk through my house right now, pick up, and walk out the door with. A backpack, a bedroll, a lighter, in your case, flint and steel or whatnot. You can have that stuff without having to spend starting gold. You guys weren't born in a general store with a stack of gold. You've lived a life. And that's why I do that. You can have your starting gold, but if you want something more than, let's say, padded armor or even leather armor and, a simple sword, if you want a two-handed bastard sword, yeah, you're going to spend money. But if you're like, well, I want a dagger and a staff, not worried about money. I can find that stuff in my house right now. So just so you know, if anybody needs to make any modifications with that in mind, go ahead. But not right now.
Sweet.
It's
a free cat for the.
You what?
Oh my.
What'd you say?
4
John?
cat familiars it is.
D.
Cat what?
You said it.
Cat familiars.
Cat familiars.
Anything you can find in your house, we can take. That's what you said.
Yeah. Look at my cat familiars. Help me out. Come back. Wait, come here. Oh, don't.
Yeah, I have a mini weapon arsenal then, between the weapons I have and the weapons my roommates have.
Exactly. Which, that's why I don't have a problem with it. Now, of course, you're like, well, I was raised in a place that would never have weapons, then don't have weapons. But if you're...
Like, I have traveler's clothes, and then I have, like, my monk's robes.
Right.
So, like, clearly I'm not going to be wearing my monk's robes all the time. So, like, I spent money on both.
Sure. But anyhow, there's
Had
that,
one
guys.
and then spent money on the other.
I keep it simple. I try to keep it a little bit realistic, etc. Now we're coming up on the 9 o'clock hour. Are we good to keep going? Nobody needs a break, do they?
Not me.
Good.
Okay.
I mean, I could probably go grab another Dr. Pepper, but we still have some time before we...
Okay,
get
let
close
us
to
know
that,
when you got to
unless
go.
This is a good stopping point to do that.
Well, we've interrupted with this. That's why I'm asking right this second.
Sure, give me a second to go grab another
Okay, if
Dr.
anybody
Pepper.
needs anything else, let the dogs out, let the ferrets in, whatever. And John will probably be locking up in about 10 minutes anyway.
Don't let the ferrets in.
Ooh, let the ferrets in. Tracy, thank you so much for that subscription. I don't know if you're still here hanging out and watching, but I appreciate that. I'm checking chat now while I'm taking a break, saying hello to everybody. Appreciate you guys stopping by. And as Tracy just did, don't forget that you can support the channel by subscribing using Twitch Prime, which costs you nothing and pays us a couple bucks, helps out the stream. Also by throwing bits that you can get for free by watching ads and ignoring us. Or you can purchase these things also. But the most important thing is showing up and hanging out. That's the best way to support us, any streamer, YouTuber, or anything else. Showing up, watching the content. Or clicking the share button just below the screen and bringing your friends too. Other than that, yeah, all the stuff below. And also, if anybody's curious, I did add an icon below that says Dungeons & Dragons campaign info. Check that out if you want a little information on the campaign. I'll be adding stuff each week or as appropriate. I think that's pretty much it all for the blurb, right? Bits, donates, Patreon, whatever. We get the idea. So when they get back, we'll have Jayth and... I don't have the character list up now. Oh, Tracy says, I'm still here and need to get off right now. Yeah, Andrea went to the dentist, so she's in the other room suffering instead of playing tonight, but she was due to be here. I will pass it on to her, though. Thank you, Tracy. Have a great night. Okay. So, John, how are you?
I am doing well.
Good, good.
Well, yeah, I don't want to close up too early.
I understand, man. It's in a minute. Somebody else will be talking. You just pop it off, run over there, and do your thing. You know, if somebody doesn't come in at 2 minutes till and try to hang out for 20 minutes.
We've had an inordinate amount of drugs somehow in the shopping center, which is bizarre.
Like just this week or the past few months?
Yeah, just this week. I mean, it's like, well, a guy came in yesterday. I had asked him, have you been drinking? He said, well, yeah. I said, he was asking me for a job. It's like, no thanks. Yeah, kids that come in here. So.
He was drunk asking you for a job?
Indeed.
Liquid courage. Don't be so judgy.
Yeah. Well, I told him show up today, and I had some work out in the storage unit. Like I said, around and he didn't show up, so he wasn't too serious.
No, that's fair enough. Show up. Did you say show up sober tomorrow? Or just show up?
I just told him to show up.
Well, that was
That's
generous.
outside, out in the storage unit. I could pick up a box and move it from point A to point B. I didn't care.
That's a fair point. Fair point.
Yep.
Okay,
You
everybody.
gave him a chance. That's
I did.
That's more than fair. Everybody ready?
Indeed.
ready.
Okay, one quick question before we go. What are you eating, Chris? Is that a corn dog?
Pig in a blanket.
You know what? You want to fucking call me names, I will kick you out of the goddamn game. What are you eating?
Can I get a blanket?
Look at Aaron just
my
joining us.
roommate has some friends over. They've been watching through Babylon 5, and tonight was the start of the second season.
Ah.
They made pigs in a blanket for dinner.
How are they
It was
watching
like-
it?
What?
How are they watching it? What?
On the projector screen in the living room?
DVD, Hulu, Netflix?
Probably DVDs.
Okay.
I don't know specifically.
I have never seen it, but I hear it's one of the best sci-fi series that have been made yet.
My friend was in it.
Really?
Yeah, Billy Mooney
It's
was in that show.
And he's about to make cookies, so in like, I don't know, an hour?
Chris is going to be like,
Have
I need
chocolate
another
chip
break.
cookies.
Need another break.
Mhm.
And Girl Scout cookies out. Robert's a dealer. Speaking of drugs. Okay, back to the game. The dwarf, the monk, smelling something odd, walked to the door, paused, stepped outside to get out of somebody's way. Everybody heard a series of loud, hollow popping noises, which after a few seconds of standing there with his head tilted, he comes back in, quietly gets his staff, drinks some beer, puts his backpack on, drinks some beer, takes a few peanuts off the table, finishes his beer, and then turns and goes out the door. Loud popping noises in the distance is not a normal occurrence.
Did you see something, Master Cav? As he's walking away.
Jayth yells to you before you leave.
I'm not sure, but as monk from the temple, it is my duty to protect the town, so I am going to investigate. Would you like to come?
On my way.
And
The guy, do you want to join us?
who did you say?
The guy?
The guy shrugs and follows after.
This is going to be funny. Robert not taking the lead because he built his character to not lead. It's
Yeah, no, I don't. He doesn't lead.
no, that's okay. That's okay. It's
He shrugs. Does he want to go? No, but he was sort of asked to go, so he's going.
this is how D&D players go. Well, this is obviously the story hook. We're all gonna go. So, the mayor says, "Hold on." And by the way, there are people in the street now staring up towards the sky and pointing. A panicked person has appeared in the doorway staring at the mayor, and Lefty says, "Hold on, everybody. Hold on. If we're going to send people out into the night, let's actually get a group together. More than just 3 people. Last time we sent 3 people into the night, 1 returned with a bag of bloody heads." He leans over to either Vin or Van, you're not sure which one. He's like, "They were all gnoll heads, right?" "Yeah. Okay, returns with a bag of bloody heads and nobody else. Let's get a larger group going this time."
It's okay. I watch Short Dwarf.
It's, oh. So, Jayth is going. You just got back, Jayth. Sorry to send you out again. Kavlon, thank you for volunteering. You're a credit to your beer making people. You there, bug guy. Well, what about you, Mogtus? You're a wizard. You should go. Weird things are your specialty.
Yeah. I handle a weird thing. Yeah. You know what? Everybody else stay here. We will take care of them. You guard the town. We will take care of this. Stay here. Then, on, protect the town. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
And I think I'll go with you guys. Now,
Now,
here's the funny thing about the mayor. He hates his job. It was pushed on him when he did something nice for the fucking town, and he never wanted the job. And he keeps on trying to go out. It's like Kirk on the fucking Enterprise. He's like, I'll take that mission. It's don't really want to be here.
It's like every time he's up for re-election, no one else, like,
Yeah.
you know, and then everyone just votes for him anyway.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there have actually been
Guy, grab your ass. Let's go.
there's actually been 3 elections in the past 15 months where nobody was actually running, nobody called for an election, just like 20 people showed up with a ballot box going, "You were elected mayor again," and he's like, "When was the election?" So he's like,
That's how I was senior patrol leader of my Boy Scout troop for 3 years straight.
everybody else stepped back and Chris was too stupid to realize it.
No, I knew exactly what it was, but when it's, you know, who wants to nominate who to be senior patrol leader, everyone voted for me again.
Why don't you nominate somebody else? Anyhow, let's go on with the
You're
game.
doing such a good job.
But guys just standing there laughing now.
Okay.
Oh.
He's like, look, we need a few minutes. Can we regroup in 15 minutes? Everybody go get your stuff. I guess, Jayth, you got your stuff. Kavlon, you got your stuff. The guy, do you need to go back to the farm and get anything? Reece
No.
will be wondering. No? Okay.
I think he
grab your ass.
his donkeys.
Yeah.
He's... I'm sure somebody here can watch the donkeys. Really? That's my username for this website? Who knew? Anyhow. What about you, Mogtis? Do you need to grab anything?
I'm always prepared. I'm a wizard.
Indeed.
But guy is cracking up laughing
As I
again.
reach under the bar and grab a short sword and slide it under my robe.
Ah, well, very good. We're actually going to pass my place on the way out. I have a bag right by the door. We'll just stop as we're going through.
Just go back.
Pretty much.
Because he's been trying to leave town for months. Where are you going, Mayor? On a hike.
There is a little bit of that as the people are like, wait a minute, you can't leave. He's like, no, I've got the lieutenant governor right over there. He can take over till I get back. I'll be back in a half hour at most. It'll be no problem. You'll be okay. So, yeah, you guys, 10 minutes later, you're at the edge of town. You hear a roaring noise in the distance. The sky, is that the cookie alarm,
Someone's
Chris?
setting off the smoke alarm. I'm gonna mute myself until it stops.
Okay, thank you. It's,
They suck at making cookies.
it's,
And that's how he became scout leader 3 years running.
it's, you guys, the northern lights are sometimes seen here, and sometimes other lights are seen too. Weird atmospheric effects still linger after the talisman left the sky. And tonight is one of those special nights where those lights have cropped up. Matter of fact, it's as you're walking through town. What is normally greenish blue lights to the north versus the yellowy orangey lights to the southwest that only appear every couple months. You're...
Play it up.
Oh, very good. There is a layer of mist a couple 100 feet up. Now, it's not clouds. It is a layer of mist. You can see through it, and you can see it in tatters in certain places as the wind moves it and shifts it. But yeah, you hear a roaring noise in the distance.
Is the smell getting stronger?
The smell is actually coming in waves and bands now, if you understand what I mean, because the wind is shifting and changing and moving the air around you. So at one moment you're like, oh, there it is. It's really strong. Oh, I don't smell it at all now. So you're catching it in waves. Heading towards the direction that Kavlon says that the noises came from, the roaring noise is getting louder. And as you crest a hill, everybody give me a perception roll. We'll go with a 10, so even if you... I think there's a rule of 10 where if you have like the thing you have is 10 or higher, you will automatically see it. Is that correct? Am I remembering this?
Yeah, that's passive perception.
Okay, thank you, Robert.
Yeah.
So if everybody has a 10 in, I believe, wisdom with bonuses, or no, without bonuses, then you'll automatically see it. Don't even have to roll.
Okay.
Did anybody not make their roll or not have the passive thing going?
I rolled a 19.
No, very good. You're very observant.
When you say roar, is this like an animal roaring?
No.
And then pausing and then roaring again?
There is a fading and a rise and a fall to it, but it is constant. Let's see. Your character would have no experience with this kind of thing. Now, to give you a comparison, you ever heard a waterfall in the distance?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's that kind of noise.
Right. Yeah, it's not animalistic at all. It definitely has more intonation than a waterfall would, because it's rising and falling in sound and tone. So everybody make it? Anybody not make it? Let's do it that way. Okay, as the group stands on the top of this hill, or crests the top of the hill, heading in the direction you think you should be going, you see that thin layer of atmosphere a couple 100 feet up seems to be being pushed out by a tornado. And as you pause and watch, that tornado is traveling a circular route, and it seems to be staying in one place. And you know you've been hearing this noise for at least 10 minutes. And it's just there off in the distance. Oh, am I boring you, Robert? Tornado. Whatever.
Can I do...
Yes, you can hum.
Is there anything in the center of where it's pivoting around?
With the trees and everything. One cow who looks really pissed and is holding up its middle hoof.
Where's Dorothy?
You can't see where it touches ground. It's in the distance. And as I said, you can see this thin layer of atmosphere is actually coming away from it, which that is not normal behavior of a tornado. Not that any of you are meteorologists, but I'll give you that. It's there's trees and whatnot, so you can't see where it's touched down.
The guy pulls out his 2 farm axes and just starts plodding towards it.
The guy?
Yeah.
You can't fight the tornado.
It little. Guy big.
It's big. You're just far away.
But guy get close.
So
Yeah,
big.
let's go with him. Come on.
Okay.
You gotta slow down, though. We got short legs.
It's what is Robert? What is your character's movement rate?
30.
And what is yours there, Kavlon and
25.
Jayth? 25.
Mine's 25.
Oh, that's not so bad of a
Yeah.
difference. Do monks still
I mean,
get the cool running shit later?
Yes.
Okay.
They do.
I don't think
I'm walking slowly. I'm
Yes,
plodding
yeah.
because I don't really want to go beat up anything. But it looks weird.
Right.
It smells bad.
Moggets, are you joining them?
Well, I'm following because I don't want to get caught by anything else.
You know, all those things that come out during tornadoes to hunt.
Right.
Which there are things now that do that. I hear an Andrea. I'm just checking to see if she's going to come look at us.
The big thing is, any tree that might come flying at us, I don't want it to hit me, and he's bigger than I am, and I'd rather it hit him.
Right. Because he'll be much softer when he flies backwards into you than a tree would be. Okay, so you guys plod forward, or march, or shuffle, or mosey, depending which character you are.
Meander.
Hmm?
Meander.
Meander. Any skipping? Anybody skipping?
That's what I was envisioning. The beer priest is skipping.
The beer priest.
He's more meandering.
Well, beer priest is more apt drunken monk.
Well, you do have a drunken monk, and you could have a beer priest, because, praise Jonathan, this is the fruits of the earth. Raise your beer. It's a clever player will find all kinds of ways to praise their god with every damn thing they can. It's all my god stuff. Okay, so you guys move forward. As you get closer, you can see the gully dug by the tornado. And it's just trees are totally missing from there. Now beyond that little newly made ravine, which is only 2 or 3 feet deep, it's not terribly deep, all the trees on the other side of it are laying down towards you. In other words, towards the tornado, like something, and there is a house in the middle of this newly made clearing.
Did the tornado go away as we were walking?
Nope, tornado is still there, and it's still following that same route. Now, it's about a 5-minute circle for it to get all the way around that route.
Gotcha.
That route is probably 3/4 of a mile diameter, I guess is the word I want. Then the trees...
And the trees on the... You said the trees on the inside are facing towards us, or facing...
Let me help here now. Let me find the right thing here. Okay, so we're going to come in, and let me make sure I pull up my camera here so I can see everything. Okay.
Make you big.
It's, right. So, this is what we're looking at, and you can... Hold on, let me do this for you guys. Let me put this in the middle of it so we're not seeing stuff through the couple layers of paper. Okay, and I will show this to the camera for anybody actually viewing the stream. So, what we have here, let me pull it out a little. You have a house in the center. Okay? Those little lines are trees that are laying down. And it's not just one layer of trees, it's many layers of trees. Probably a good 50 yards of trees that are laying out like they all fell away from the house towards
away
the
from
path.
the house, right?
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
And
the center.
this right here, that's the path of the tornado. It's not perfect. The gully isn't a perfect circle. It's just this kind of path around this house.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Left, do you know whose house that is?
Well, that's a fair question. It's I
Radio here.
believe that's the Reeces.
All right.
They're
Peanut butter cups it is.
I mean, is the house in one piece?
yeah, the house looks untouched.
Something went in there and those went away.
Are there any
Yeah, about
dead
5
animals in
minutes
the yard or anything like that?
1 second, Robert. I'll answer that. John, what'd you say?
I said we got about 5 minutes before that comes back around.
Actually, you have about 2 minutes. It's not exactly... It didn't just leave where you are. It's on the opposite side, so you got about 2.5 minutes before it gets to where you are. Dead animals. To answer that question, it's dark, hard to see. Give me a perception roll. You're going to want to get high on this one. Including bonuses, 20 is what your target is.
One of
I'm
those
guessing
doors
there's
we
chicken
can
legs
see in the
underneath
dark.
it.
That is a 19.
That is a fair point. Hey. I'm sorry, I just happened to have the thing up where I could see that the bits exploded. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? Part of me, I'm not talking to the chat because I'm running the game. But hi. Now, people with night vision or dark vision or infravision or whatever it is,
Dark vision.
Dark.
we're going to give you a +2 on your roll.
24.
Okay, so
I don't have dark vision.
I mean, I'm not actively looking for things.
Okay.
I'm just.
And when I say dead animals, I'm talking like horses and cows.
right.
I like squirrels.
Okay, well, it's there are no large animals that anybody sees. Jayth,
Okay.
you do see. Yes, there is. Oh, there's a crow. There's a squirrel. There are, a few. There's not a mass of them.
Well, I'm looking more for signs of light inside the house. Is there smoke coming out of the chimney, and what the hell is it's doing?
Yes, the smoke is coming out of the chimney. It is actually spiraling upward out of the chimney, which might make sense considering the odd air currents, or it might be unnatural. It's not your forte, per se, but it is spiraling up out of it. And there is a dim flicker of light, like maybe the fireplace is lit, which makes sense because of smoke.
We need to get in there and save those people. Let's go.
How big is the tornado? Now that we're close.
Category 2?
Okay, so I mean it's not like a miniature tornado. This is an actual tornado.
Right,
It's
right.
not a dust
Far
devil.
we from the thing. Like, are we still feeling the wind and things pulling
No,
into it?
no. The thing is, there's no wind pulling in. The wind is pushing out.
Out.
Remember the tatters of the weird fog,
Trees.
thin fog
Yeah,
layer
yeah.
up in the sky that's moving away from this region?
But like even on the other side of the house, because it's more it's coming back towards us. Like are we like needing to brace ourselves because the wind is so strong, or is it just like
No, it's
the
oddly
air current slowly moving past us?
it's oddly still, but you can see there is movement in the general vicinity of the tornado itself, just not here. Which, by the way, if you guys have ever been around a tornado, yeah, you could
That's weird.
be 50 or 100 feet away from it, and it's not necessarily a ton of wind. It's when you get super close. And I might be off on that number right there, guys. I haven't ever been that close to a tornado, but, it's...
Smart man.
Field trip time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, Jake just starts heading towards the house. Follow me. Come on, let's go. We got to.
There we
And
go.
he said save the people in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said that out loud.
He
All right.
did.
The guy's gonna start running then towards the house, and he's not gonna stop when he hits the front door.
Okay.
Well, I hope you're not on the side of the house.
No, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and do this. Let's roll initiative, everyone,
Initiative.
which I believe is a D20 and modified by your.
Your dex modifier.
There we go.
Oh, that is not good.
13.
My number might be bad too. So that's what-
12.
Okay, give me a sec. Let me check this guy's dex modifier real quick. It's okay. So, who got a 20 or above? Very good. Excellent. Who got a 15 to 20?
I did.
Okay, what'd you two get?
17.
John, you said what?
19.
Or 19, yeah, sorry. I'm gonna stop talking.
Yes. John said 19, Aaron said 17, correct? Okay. John Mogget's 17. Who got a 10 to 15?
12.
13.
Okay, thank you. Kev is at 12. And then good old
I'm gonna retire that die.
the superstition of gamers.
He was doing good. Till that one.
Now, what we're going to do, guys, just to keep it simple and keep it on track, is since the guy set out first and has a longer stride or equal movement speed to everyone else, either the same or more, I'm going to let him hit that door before anybody else has an action, unless somebody wants to do an action that doesn't involve hitting the door or entering the house before he reaches it. Anybody got anything, or shall I just roll on?
I need to quickly go back up at the front.
Go ahead. Anybody need a
Right
refill
there.
or drink? Go grab it. He's going to be gone 90 seconds or so. Do you need cookies, Chris?
I'm not sure that I want cookies if the fire alarm has gone off twice.
Yeah, it's true. Elizabeth, the other day,
Live a little.
if you're still watching, Elizabeth, the other day you asked about World of Warcraft time. I have now put an icon below the screen that says World of Warcraft. And there, I've just made it easy. So that's that. I think that's it. Hello to all the other viewers. This is the first game of the... Oh, I hear the cock. It's hello to everybody else joining us. Now, with that being said, we're about to... As soon as John gets back, we're going to kick down the door, or possibly just run straight through it. I don't know how Robert is going to have the guy enter the house.
Yeah, that's my plan, to just kind of bash right through it, shoulder through it.
Okay, now let me ask you. There is a front door and a back door. Which one do you want to head for?
Whichever one I can see.
Okay. Okay. In my mind, you were
How
coming...
far is it from where the tornado is going around and the house itself?
A couple hundred feet.
Couple hundred feet.
About
and
200
then we
feet.
were standing on, 60, 100 feet from the outside of that. So it's going to take him a minute to run that, yeah? I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
my walking speed is 30, but I think running is...
You'd be
Fine.
able to, double that with a dash action.
Yeah.
okay, and John is back. So, you guys follow him. He heads for the front door. It's not super quick because there are all these fallen trees that you have to jump over, run in between. It is dark. He doesn't see... He sees normal in dark as opposed to seeing well in the dark.
Right.
Now, there is some light from the moon, and oddly, it's... well, not oddly, actually. It's because of the thin layer of cloud cover, that line of fog, it actually brightens the area even more. So you guys, you make it to the door in a short amount of time, and he doesn't stop. Just shoulder to it, right through it, pops into it, and you come skidding to a halt. Now, I'm going to show you this, because I can. Because I did it. You're entering essentially the kind of floor plan you tend to see in a log cabin. No big deal there. Okay. Now, let me get my pen for a pointer. There we go. These are stepping stones as he's entering. It goes into a main room that has a fireplace and a ladder up to a loft. To the left of the door is a dining room that has a table, but all the chairs are broken furniture. Sorry about that, trying to get it centered. Just past that dining room is a kitchen, and then over here in the corner is a large bedroom type thing. Okay?
Can we see up into the loft?
No. No. But everybody got an
We
idea of
just
the...
see a ladder that goes up.
Correct. Yeah.
Great.
Everybody got an idea of what's going on here? Of the basic floor plan?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay, any questions before I go on?
No.
Excellent. Okay. It's, So, Robert, as you charge into that,
And I yell, "Everybody out!"
3 gnolls look up at you. From whatever they were doing on the floor, chewing on things, licking their groin with one leg stuck in the air, whatever they were doing. And everybody else files in behind him.
While we're running, like just before we get to the door, I would have reached in my little belt, pulled out my flask, taken a quick drink, put it back, and kept running just before busting through the door.
Makes sense. Now, as we enter, as the group enters, basically the order I'm going to have them enter is... Now, I'm presuming you guys still stayed grouped together as opposed... Or did your character run very far ahead, Robert?
No, I just took off running, but if I can't see in the dark, I can't go full speed.
Right.
So if they're running behind me, I think they could keep up.
Yeah, fun fact, the people with the short legs see better. So it would even out where you guys stayed grouped up.
Yeah.
So you guys all entered at the same time. What we're going to do as we enter that door, Robert got the first action coming through the door. He moves 5 feet in so other people can come in. Jayth, you're going to get the first action here. As you enter, actually third. Lefty entered just before you, but he steps to the side of the door and pauses. As I said, 3 gnolls.
Well, first of all, is speak out if anybody else is here. No.
You hear...
I'm here.
And as a bonus action, I will bring a spiritual hammer into existence and go over and attempt to smash one of those heads.
And this is a bonus action, which means you still get a regular action after it?
Correct.
Very cool. It's
So, first attack.
By the way, you have stats that are 20. I asked nobody to go over 18 at level 1 until they hit level 4 when they get the bonus. So I'll
I
need
don't have
those.
any stats at 20.
You don't?
No.
Who did I look at that had that?
Mine, which was an 18, but my racial bonus gives me a +2 to strength.
Okay.
And you should add it to your other.
So it
John,
added automatically.
you have a 20 Constitution and a 19 Wisdom.
You?
Mm-hmm. According to D&D Beyond, you do.
Those are probably racial
That's what I suspect.
Yeah.
adjustments.
Well, on my character sheet, I've got it. I don't have that, but
Okay.
I'll go back in and take a look at it.
Okay. And Robert,
Should-
same for you. It's I like the high dice as your heroes, but I'd still like to keep you guys at 18 or below at level.
Yep.
Start. At level go. Okay, don't worry about it right now. Keep it exactly like it is and roll with it for like that tonight.
All right. Well, I got a 16 to whack a gnoll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it hits.
There,
All right.
yes, it does. Absolutely.
That would be 4. 9 points of damage.
Very good. It crumples under your assault.
Then I will hit the other one next to it.
Can you attack two different creatures in the same round?
I can because the spiritual hammer is a magical construct. It's a spell.
Okay. So, okay.
And it's a bonus action to cast it.
Okay. It's
And
still
then each turn I
attacking
can
two
move it.
separate targets in one round.
Well,
Correct.
I'm attacking one, and then it's attacking another.
But you're in charge of it, is what I'm saying. It's not its own
Correct.
Yes.
entity. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead.
$15 to hit.
Okay, you hit the second one.
6 points.
Okay. That one swivels to one side. Now, the next person in the list is Moggets.
Through the door, do I see another gnoll?
Yes, there is two still standing. One just got hit by the dwarf.
I yell magic missile and throw a dagger.
Very good. Roll.
a roll to 7 plus 4. That's a 11 to hit.
Very
You should
good.
have +2 on top of that.
11.
Proficiency modifier.
Proficient. What was the extra +2 for?
Proficiency modifier.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 13.
The +4 is for your agility.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yes. Then yeah, definitely. Remember your proficiency modifier, which if you're proficient in anything, spells, etc., it's +2. So.
This doesn't add damage. It just doesn't add to damage.
Right.
For proficiency, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Does
No,
It does not.
it?
just your stat.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Now the 11 would have reflected off armor. 13 does bite into his shoulder. Roll damage.
Okay, damage, but sneak attack on it. So that is 7 points.
Yeah, I'm not going with sneak attack on this one. You burst through the front fucking door.
Yeah, but if there's a creature adjacent to it, when you attack, you get sneak attack damage on your first attack.
So if there's another creature beside it, you get sneak attack damage?
Another ally
It has to be within
Yeah,
5
within-
feet of it.
in melee of it.
Okay. Go ahead. What's the damage total?
7 total.
7. Okay. It takes it to the gut or shoulder, somewhere in the upper chest area. It does not go down, but it screams in mighty pain. Okay. But guy, it's your turn.
How many gnolls are left?
There are 2 left alive.
Okay. I have my axes out. I'm gonna run towards the one that is not hurt.
Mm-hmm. No, they're all 3. 1 is down, 2 are injured.
Okay, well, but the 2 of them are ganging up on 1 right now, right?
No, not as far as I know. Separate ones. Aaron, did you specifically clarify you wanted to attack the injured one?
Not say it. I was aiming for whichever one would have been closest to him.
Okay, so there's 2
No,
injured ones
but-
right now, and 1 down.
All right. Whichever one's closest to me, I'm gonna whack it with the hammer, with the axe.
Okay, give it a little roll there.
That's gonna more than likely miss. That is a 11.
Yes, it twists its body
then-
as it took 1 shot from one of them and rolls out of the way and
Right.
reflects it. Mm-hmm, good.
Then I use the other axe to hit again.
Now, is that something you can do at level 1, or is that something you need to
Uh-huh.
do at a higher level?
Nope, because they are light weapons.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm wielding 2 light weapons, I can attack twice. The second one does not get my proficiency bonus.
Okay, thank you.
I rolled a natural 1.
Oof.
With my +5, that's a 6.
You do miss. Do me a favor and give me a dex save.
My dice suck tonight. That is a 14.
Okay. The weapon goes wide, sticking into one of the overhead beams.
Okay,
Probably isn't much of a problem for you, but
right.
for one of the dwarves, it'd be terribly inconvenient.
I'm kind of at the overhead beam. I just misjudged.
Dunk. Okay, and then Cav, you come into the room. There are 2 injured gnolls.
Great.
1 crumpled on the floor. 3rd one crumpled on the floor.
And an injured eye beam.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll put myself so that there's 1 on my left and 1 on my right, and using my staff with 1 hand, I will swing for the one that's on my left.
Okay. Now I'm curious why you chose that exact positioning.
Because I'm gonna attack 1 with. Let's see, 9 plus 6, so 15.
Okay, you hit.
Great. 6 plus 4. 7 damage to the one on my left.
Yeah, you cave in its skull and it crumples to the ruined carpet. which is a
Great.
little more
And
room.
with my bonus action, I'm going to punch out to my right and clock the other one in the face.
Okay.
19 plus 6, so 25 to hit.
You do hit it.
And an unarmed strike is a d4. 8 points of damage with my fists.
And you put the other one down. As they come crumpling to the ground, one more comes out of the room directly across from you, and two from the kitchen. Lefty lashes out with the dagger, throwing it across the room, missing. Okay, this is a new round. As Lefty was holding his action, he throws another dagger. Oh, missing. Give me a dex throw. That was a 1. Oh, that's a 1 also. He's going to lose his action next round as he flubs horribly. Jayth, you are next.
I will pick one in the kitchen.
Okay.
To
Which
attack.
they are in the dining room at this point.
Dining room. Eat our lunch. That will be an armor class 18.
Very good. You hit it. They have an AC of 12 if everybody hasn't figured it out yet. So if you get a 12 or above modified, you will hit.
For 11 points of damage.
Very good. What were you hitting it with?
My warhammer.
Okay, your warhammer smashes into its face and it goes down in a gush of blood and face material.
See? Jonas blessing right there on his forehead.
And do you have anything
I will
else that
hit
you...
the other one with the, well, no, it's inscribed on my warhammer, his name.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And you're hitting the other one with what?
with the spiritual hammer. Hit 4 points of damage.
I'm sorry?
4 points.
4
to the
points.
other one.
Very good. And then... Mulgets, your turn, sir.
I will attempt to move forward to the one that's is the one that set the dagger still standing.
No.
Uh,
There are two left standing, one in the dining room that took a spiritual hammer and is injured, and then the one that came out of the back room directly across from the door, who is uninjured.
Move him, friggin' smack him with a sword.
Which one?
The uninjured one.
Okay, very good. Go ahead. Sword comes out from underneath your robes. Or cloak.
Yep, robe, cloak. That is a no. I did not hit him.
Okay.
And that would not a rolled a 1. Didn't fumble it though. It,
Okay.
rolled an 18 to back.
Bug-eye. You have an uninjured that just came out of the back room directly across from the door, and a injured one in the dining room. You are within range. You can attack either.
I think you're muted.
Actually, it doesn't show
I
he's muted, but
was.
we don't hear. Okay.
Yeah. No, it was on my. It's on my
Okay.
headset. Do I have to roll to pull my axe out of the overhead beam?
No, you don't have to roll. And we'll treat that as your bonus action. How about that?
Okay. So I pull that axe out. I run towards the uninjured one. And okay, I got a 1, but I got an 18 to follow it up.
Okay. It's you just slip on
Three
the
different dice. They all suck.
your foot goes out from under you and the muck and goo from the other ones, and you slip a little, doing a mild split going down on one knee. Easy enough to recover. Now, Kavlon.
Alright, so how close am I to both of them?
You're about 5 feet in opposite directions, so you can go 5 feet this way to one or 5 feet the other way to the other one. They are 10 feet apart from each other.
Great. Then I will... The one that's uninjured in the dining... that came out of the bedroom, I will take a staff swing at... Ooh. Yeah, that hits because that's a natural 18 plus 6.
That does hit.
So- that is 6 points of damage to him.
Very good.
And,
Mm-hmm.
then I will come around and do an uppercut with an unarmed strike as my bonus. 16, natural 16, so that definitely hits. Another 6 points of damage.
Very good. He goes down in your flurry of staff swings. New round. Lefty has lost his action this round because of the fumble last round and failing the dex save. Jayth, the one in the dining room that you injured with the spiritual hammer, is still up and at him.
I'll look over at Big Guy.
Yeah.
Jonah!
I've whacked the ceiling and then I've slid across the floor.
Light, because obviously he can't see anything. And I will use my bonus action to hit the other one with a spiritual hammer.
Okay, go ahead.
For 4 points of damage.
Okay. And
So it's lit in here now.
it's lit.
Yeah.
Okay. And the room falls silent as the last gnoll crumbles to the floor. Now, to clarify, some of them aren't dead. They are unconscious. They are 0 hit points. Now, they will die if untreated, so you can leave them be and they'll die. Or you can bind them if you are so inclined to do that for whatever reason you have.
Well, I have a cantrip spare the dying, so I'll make sure they don't die. After we tie them.
You just chopped off a bunch of gnoll heads.
That was before, and you can't talk to these to find out what's going on. If we
Wait.
take their heads off. You can see better now, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Why are you
Can I,
talking to me?
Look through, essentially search the non-corpse corpses to see what they have on them while he's tying them up.
Okay, going through the gnolls and looking over my list here, only one is left alive. And you say you want to tie him up before you treat the wound?
I can spare the living, the dying, and then we can tie them up.
You want to tell me what that
They're
does?
unconscious, right? It stabilizes. They don't.
Okay,
they
thank
stop.
you. Good enough. It's let's see here.
I mean, I can cure him afterwards, but
Oh,
I
you
won't
don't
do that.
have to. As long as he's stabilized,
that's all.
he won't die. I mean, you can cure him if you are so inclined. It's just, it won't be necessary. I'm not going to have him die on you unless if he's... Yes, Heron.
Hocus pocus and retrieve my dagger.
Okay. It's it wasn't stuck in anything, was it?
It's a mage. I use the mage hand to pull it back
Right.
out of the.
Well,
I'm gonna poke my head upstairs.
okay. So you're retrieving your weapons. Chris, you're searching the gnolls. You're tying one up and then, well, stopping it from dying, then tying it up. You're going up the ladder to look into the loft, correct?
Yeah, but I'm not climbing all the way up the ladder. I mean, I'm 8 feet tall, so I figure I can just climb a couple and
Yeah, you
poke
only
my
need
head up
like
and look around.
1 or 2 rungs, you know, so put your foot on the second rung, lift you up, your head would be above it.
Right.
Okay.
Thunk and he dies.
It's on. Really? Oh, that works. Anyhow.
That.
So, let's start with out of all these actions, and we're going to keep the same initiative just for ease if we need it again while we're in the house. That's what we'll do for a whole scene, is just keep the same initiative set instead of re-rolling every time. But Guy will complete his action before you guys, as Chris is searching things, basically 1 round per body, Chris. John, you've got about 2 rounds worth of stuff, the 1 spell and then the tying, you know. Chris, on the first body, and it'll be about the same for all of them, you're going to find there is an even mix of short swords and clubs, and each of them have a handful of silver. In this case, the first one has 4 silver. It's the guy puts his foot on the rung as Moggitz is pulling his dagger back to him, and let's see, how's surprise work in this game? And forgive me, guys, I was running 3 other types of systems before I got back to this one, and it's been a year and a half, so. How's surprise work?
Pride, just perception.
That's what I'm thinking it is, right? Okay, don't get in my dice box, you're too big. Give me a perception roll, Robert. I think, are you looking it up?
That is a 19.
God, that's small print. It,
Am I muted again?
no,
No.
I heard you. I'm just verifying how surprise works since nobody shouted out a rule, so.
I got the page. Just
What
gotta
page?
find it on the page.
What page?
Or
is it?
I'm missing. What, page 189? Surprise.
Where the hell's the page numbers? Damn it.
Otherwise, okay. So if the DM determines who might be surprised, if neither side tries to be stealthy, they automatically notice each other. Otherwise, the DM compares dexterity stealth checks of anyone hiding with the passive perception score of each creature on the opposing side.
You put your foot on the second rung, start to lift yourself up, and you hear noises up there.
Okay.
Before you even pop your head up there.
Okay.
There is heavy breathing, slobbering noises, grunting noises, scuffling noises. And now that the house has fallen quiet, considering what they rolled for their dexterity, everybody hears it.
Roll a what?
Nothing. Everybody hears the
No.
noises.
Gotcha.
Everybody hears him. I am dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
Correct. What is your wisdom?
My wisdom is actually pretty high. Well, okay, it's a 12.
No, that's still
It's pretty high.
that's not bad. I mean,
Compared to intelligence, my wisdom is really high.
still 12 is you got some damn common sense. You know, you're above average.
Yeah. So I hear it and I drop back down to the floor and I whisper very loudly. Just that. I sneeze. Now, hey, there's something upstairs.
Beds.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the house owner?
Sounds like pig.
Probably more gnolls. How many bodies have I looted by the time he
One.
tells us? Just one?
Yeah. Now, unless you want to keep looting while this whole conversation is going.
Yeah, I would have kept looting.
Okay, you have now done 2. So now
Alright.
they use 6 more silver.
Woohoo!
Are gnolls large or medium?
They're medium.
Medium, yeah.
And even if they are large, these are medium-sized.
Yeah.
These are just, they might
They're
be,
bigger than a human.
yeah, they're like 7 foot tall, but
When upstairs, they would have had a hard time getting the hole.
well, the hole is like 3 foot by 3 foot. So they don't have to, squeeze through, but they're not, their shoulders will rub the edges. And now you hear a soft chanting from upstairs.
Okay, that settles it.
What languages does everybody speak?
Abyssal, Common, and Dwarvish.
I speak
no.
giant and common and
Okay. And Robert,
Common and giant.
okay. It's
If I hear the chanting, I'm gonna charge up the ladder.
Okay. Kavlon, you recognize as some kind of abysmal. So he charges up the ladder. Now, Jayth, if at this point in time you have the guy tied securely, if you kept doing it during the conversation.
All right. So is BG on the ladder?
Bagai is going up the ladder. He had stepped down from the ladder when he heard the noises, leaned over, whispered. Then he hears the chanting, and he turns and bolts up the ladder. But this is the beginning of the round. Everybody gets actions, because as far as I know, besides constantly looting until you get through them all, nobody else has other actions they have claimed to be doing.
So this is more of a two-story house?
It has a loft attic. It's not an open loft. It's an attic.
Did we see an opening to it when we came in?
Yeah.
What I'm asking is, I was going to go outside and climb up there and just go through the window if there's a window up there.
Oh, I see. It's, yes, on the side of the house you saw a shuttered window. The shutters are not closed, just so you know.
Because it's warm.
Because it's warm, right? And keep in mind, this is a poor house, so they don't actually have glass in their windows either.
All right, well, I will.
So you want to go outside around the side of the house, climb up the side of the house, and go in a window.
Right.
Okay. Moggets, what are you doing?
Following upstairs.
Up the ladder?
Yep, up the ladder.
Okay. And what about you, Kavlon?
Yeah, seeing them both go rushing off upstairs, I will stop looting and follow up the ladder.
Okay. So, Jayth, what we're going to do with you is, this round, with your movement rate, we're going to get you to the bottom of the wall. Next round, it'll be going up the wall. The round after that, able to take action. Sound okay?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, unless you have something I don't know about or whatever. How is it? Is your dwarf good at scaling walls? And it's not a smooth surface.
Fine. I mean,
Yeah, it's a rough-hewn, log cabin type situation. So I'm not saying it's going to be impossible or terribly challenging. I was just curious if you have a wall climbing
Probably
thing.
like an acrobatics check to try and climb up.
I have a good strength and dex. So.
Okay, I was just curious. Okay,
And I
so
have athletics, so it's one of those skills.
cool. Okay, so we've got. So we got Jayth going around. The guy is getting up the ladder first because he was there. Moggets will go second. Kavlon will go third. Now, the guy, you are going to be able to. Here's what I'm going to say. Nobody can get up and into the attic unless the guy gets away from the opening. Even if he's just off the opening, one more person can get in. If both of you move into the room, Kavlon will be able to get in. Kavlon, because of the crowd of people, all you're doing is getting up the ladder at best this round. Okay?
I mean, could I be on the ladder and throw?
Yes. As long as you don't hit these two guys that are between you and the enemies.
Right.
Now, Bagai, I'm going to start with you because you're in front. So you're able to move up that ladder and still, because that's your move, and I believe you get a move and an action, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Now, when you get
What do
up
I
there,
see?
it is dimly lit. It is glowing purple from a circle and runes on the floor. You see 3 horrific, nightmarish creatures. They have multiple arms that don't seem to have bones, but they're not tentacles like those weird things you saw that person eat that one time. They have 3 feet that are more of stumps that are rounded at the end, and they have distorted faces like they've been melted over a candle. There is something behind them, but it is disappearing into shadows.
Okay. Are they holding any weapons?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna rage anyway.
Very good. What does that
So-
do? Help me out with that.
So that gives me +2. It gives me advantage on strength checks and saving throws. So I roll 2 dice to take the best. It gives me +2 melee damage with strength weapons. It gives me resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. So that means I take half damage from bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing.
Thank you. Round it up.
Does DD round up or down?
Down. It's always just in the favor of the players.
Always in the favor of the players.
Yeah.
So,
Let's see.
and that's
Okay.
it. I can't cast spells or concentrate, but I don't do either of those things anyway.
Very good. And by the
So,
way, the attic, just so everybody knows, comes to a peak in the center. So really low, only a foot tall at the edges, 8 feet at the center. Okay? So the
All right.
idea of spreading out isn't working so well. Keep in mind it is 20 foot across, so you could probably get 2 side by side reasonably.
Yeah, but they're short.
They are.
I'd have to stay in the middle, but they could probably run all the way around.
With penalties to do shit, yes. The bottom line is it's cramped spaces, even for a dwarf.
Yep. So I'm gonna charge the first of these ugly guys.
Okay.
Right through that circle.
The glowing circle. Not if I don't have. I mean, if I don't have to run through the glowing circle, I'm not gonna run through the glowing circle.
Yo.
Finally, that is a 22.
Oh, very nice.
Does that hit?
Yes, it hits.
Okay. So this is gonna be a 1d6 plus 7.
Is that including your +2 and everything?
Yep,
Okay.
that's 9 points of damage.
Ah, nicely done. It cuts into a
With-
rubbery hide.
Okay.
And the thing lets out a gibbering scream that tickles at your brain. Now, he has charged forward. Now, the circle is in the middle of the thing, and though I said it's 20 foot across, it's about a 30-foot long house. So you do have room to move forward a little bit when you go to attack. Thus, you're not in the circle yet, is what I'm telling you. Okay. Moggets, you're up second.
Up and into the space. Magic missile! And throw it at an uninjured one.
An uninjured one?
Yep, an
Okay.
uninjured one.
Go ahead and roll. Now, when throwing light weapons, aren't you able to throw 2 per round, or am I misremembering that?
I'm only level 1, so I only get...
I might be thinking of a feat or something like that. Or
I can throw my hand axes,
You can.
and I can throw both of them in a round. But I used my bonus action to activate the rage.
let me check that real quick.
Yeah, like right now because I'm level 1, I only get 1 attack instead of 2.
But you were getting 2 attacks.
I will get to attack twice when I take the attack action when I'm at like 3rd level, I think.
But earlier you took 2 attacks.
Because when I take the attack action as a bonus action, I can make an unarmed strike.
Gotcha. Okay. That's what I'm looking for here. It's John, do you know
Then he will hurry. But
about?
you can't throw 2 daggers. I mean,
Cannot. Okay.
That's
Thank you. By the way, just so you know, I started rereading the whole book, and where I stopped is 2 pages before the combat section. Just so you know, that's why I'm like, I'm having to remember a lot to rely on your guys. Okay. So forgive me if I'm questioning things. It's just so, yeah.
13.
13. No, that reflects off the rubbery hide. But you have its attention. Now, how far did you move into the room? I believe you said move into the space, right?
Yep. Up the ladder in about 5 feet.
Okay. Kev, you're able to get to the top of the ladder. Do you want to stay on the ladder or do you want to get into the room?
I'll get into the room.
Okay.
How far? I guess the question is, how much movement would have been like half my movement to go up the ladder, or like, how much movement do I have left, and where are they in relation to me?
You've moved 15 feet. It's though, yeah, because I want to say the ladder being about 10 feet, but isn't ascending it like doubles? To ascend it like does twice.
That makes sense.
I don't remember the rule, guys. So if somebody
Well,
remembers
climbing's
differently.
half movement, so
What's that?
climbing's half.
Okay, that's what I'm
Climbing's
looking
half
for.
movement? Great.
So you've moved your full move to get from where you were to the ladder, up the ladder, and then onto the landing.
How far am I from
10 feet.
the nearest?
10 feet.
10 feet?
Mhm.
Great. Then I will, from my pouch, grab one of my daggers and throw it at the guy.
Very good. Roll to hit.
Ooh. I'm going to say that a 9 misses.
It does. It does. It doesn't even actually hit them or reflect off their rubbery hide. The light in here is very dim. Not that you can't see the targets or anything like that. Now, Jayth, during that round, you have gotten to the bottom of where you were, of the window. You got around the house, you're at the bottom of the thing. So this round, climbing.
Okay. Yep.
It's about 15 feet, but like I said, I'm going to let you do it in one round. It's a log cabin. So, give me a roll. Don't fuck up too bad, and you should be fine.
14.
Yeah, you're okay. And as I said, the shutters are open. We're going to consider you elbows on the sill. And it's one of those round windows. Cool round windows.
Well, I'm not going through the window right away anyway.
Right.
As soon as spell when I get there.
Okay. Okay, so, pop back over there. Who do we have after Jayth?
Muggets.
Well, I'm looking at Lefty right now, trying to figure out what he's doing, because he'll be at the top of the ladder at this point in time. Yeah, he had recovered his dagger that he had thrown.
He's crying like a little girl.
Like pretty crying, like the gentle, or like ugly crying with the snot and stuff.
Snuffable crying.
Okay.
Snort crying.
Oh, nice. Like laughing. Okay, Margus, you're up next.
I'll move in closer to probably try to get behind the one the guy is dealing with.
Okay. So there are 3 of them kind of spread out. You'd have to get past them to get behind the one he's dealing with.
I'll get close to the next. I'll get close to the one, or I will move to get close to the closest one I can.
Okay. Yeah, you can be toe to toe with him. That's no problem.
And then take a swing at it.
Is short sword again?
Yeah, short sword again, and then I will yell "shocking grass" and take a swing at it.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime I'm freaking making a regular attack, I'm yelling some BS spell.
Very good.
That is a 15.
15. Very nice. That hits. It cuts into the flesh.
Yeah.
Hey, Elizabeth.
That is even.
I'm sorry?
6 point.
6 points. Very good. And now, the guy over there, toe to toe with the other one that. It was you that injured one last round, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to attack it twice this time.
Very good.
First one does not hit. That's an 11.
Okay. Yeah. It dodges to one side, its little floppy arms coming at you.
The second one is a 14.
Nope, it reflects off the rubbery hide.
Oh,
And I forgot to have them attack last round. Okay. Kev?
we scared them. They were scared. They had to collect themselves.
Kev?
Great. So there's 3 of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Bagai is at one, and Magus is at the other.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll head to the other one, the third one,
Okie dokie.
and I'll take a quarterstaff swing. Ooh. Let's see. 21.
Very nice. You're more jabbing in these smaller space with everybody crammed into
Oh yeah,
it.
the end of my staff, just like a staff thrust.
Yeah, absolutely.
What the hell? Yell fury with blows!
He's doing the helicopter. Whee! With his staff
so
also.
6 points with my staff, and then with my bonus action, I'm gonna, take an unarmed strike and kick him.
Very good. Roll for that.
12 plus 6, so 18.
Yup. You chop into them. You feel a slimy mucus on their flesh.
Oh, good.
That your hand.
That is 6 points of damage.
Excellent. So you've done a total of 12 this round. Your hand is tingling from whatever that stuff is that's on it. Not burning, you're not taking damage, nothing crazy. Just there's a bit of a sensation going on there. And you won't want to chew your nails before you wash your hands. Now, we're ending this round, but they get to attack. They actually get to attack this time. So, one of them begins gibbering very loudly. Everybody please make me a wisdom save. Target of... Oh, jeez.
Ooh,
14.
shit. 10.
3.
Really? And what about Lefty? A Lefty rolled a 3 also. It's a popular thing. You feel that tickle at your mind again. Now, the priest, who is in the window, you guys don't necessarily see him through the crowd of everything. He calls upon the power of Jonathan to reflect it off. He's cloaked with the greatness of his god, the power of his god. The rest of you, you're going to receive -2 to your actions. Because you've got this niggling fear, this doubt, this creeping nausea, this
You can use that term anymore.
creeping nausea?
No, before that. The adjective you used.
Creeping?
For that.
I don't remember what I said. Did I say retarded? What'd I say?
You said niggling.
Niggling. Oh, yeah, you might be right. Maybe I'm not allowed to say that anymore. If I was a politician, I would definitely have just ended my career.
Right. Especially Virginia.
Anyhow. Okay. That's that guy's action. And, so, let's see which one that was. Let's just do a d6 and who doesn't get attacked. Okay, well, Bagai does not get attacked. The one in front of Moggets swings a tentacly, but not tentacly. It's not a tentacle arm. And he gets a 20.
Yeah, that hit.
How's it? Is there a set of rules for natural 20s at this point?
There is.
Yeah.
You do double damage.
Double damage.
Yeah, you double
Double
the
dice.
dice rolls,
All the dice.
and
double.
then add any of the modifiers.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh,
I feel it important to point out here that niggling is actually from a Norwegian word and has nothing to do with race or color.
it absolutely doesn't have anything to do
Norwegian is a race.
with it.
Oh, it's a language in this case.
And a nationality.
I was playing Star Wars the other day, and they were arguing that Twi'lek is not a race, it's a species. I'm like, have you ever heard of the human race? It's a race. Because they're like, what's the word if you hate Twi'leks? Is it racist or speciest? I'm like, it's racist. Shut up. Morons.
Just tell me you don't argue with idiots.
That's right.
You got to your level and beat you with experience.
That's right.
Stop poking the trolls.
Well, I can't do it in WoW. I can't even chat in general chat. so it's very boring. Moggets goes down underneath a hit and crumples to the
no.
floor.
Just one hit? Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. We're
He's
level
a
1.
mage. He's a level 1 wizard.
Wait, how much damage did it do?
Do you really want? You really want to know?
I mean,
Enough.
It's enough that he needs medical attention, or he will die. By the way I like to do damage is you can go to negative constitution before you die. Okay? So right now, just so you know, Aaron, you took 17 points of damage.
So we're not doing death saving throws, or we are doing death saving throws?
We do death saving throws when you get to negative constitution.
Okay.
Okay? It's does that make
clear.
sense, John? You look confused. You okay?
Well, no, I mean, you normally, so we don't go to negatives anymore. If you're going to go by what 5th edition does, and you just make death saving throws, and if you fail 3, you die.
Mm-hmm.
You die.
Yeah,
If
that's,
you succeed 3 times, you're fine.
Right.
yeah, you essentially stabilize.
And if they take an attack on it, he takes 2 failures automatic.
Right.
Or if, like, you're in a puddle of water, you're drowning, you lose 2.
so let's do a group vote here. Keep it at 0 in the saving throws, or keep it at negative con in saving throws? Or death saving throws.
I like the death saving throws because there's mechanics built in, like spare the dying, that work with these.
Okay.
I mean, that's the whole point of that cantrip, is to stabilize somebody without death saving throws.
And you don't have to keep track of the negatives. Just go from 0, whatever you
Yeah.
heal.
That's
and
fine. I
positive.
need a quick voice vote here, guys.
Death saving throws.
Well,
Death saving throws.
Death saving throws are happening no matter what. Do we
Right.
want to do
Yeah,
0
go to 0.
or negative
Do
con?
them at 0. Do them at 0.
Aaron, do you have a voice on this one?
Sure. Either way's fine. I don't care.
Okay. Well, 3 have spoken out for it. We will just go by the set of rules and we'll do it that way. It's good enough. By the way, that's anytime you go below 0, right?
You can outright die if you take more than your Constitution score.
Okay. There
Yeah,
we
if
go.
you hit
I thought
negative
it was
constitution,
Negative Constitution.
Right. That's what I was saying with the negative con, because originally they had it if you're at 0, you're making things, but if you're below 0, you're dead, right?
no, if you hit negative, if you take enough damage to get to your constitution 0 and 1 hit, you're dead.
No, I think you meant previous. The previous system was if you were -10, you died.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes. Previous system.
Okay.
Yeah, this one would be you would go to 0, and then if you take damage once you're down beyond your constitution, that'll kill you.
Well, he's at -7 right now, is what it would
Right.
come down to.
But your con is above that, so.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay,
So-
guys. Mhm.
Let's. If his con was 10,
We
and he had
got
10 hit points and he took 20, he would die.
it. We got it. Let's go on with the next person here. But Guy, it's you.
It's me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm berserking. I'm gonna have to keep wailing on the one that's right in front of me.
Go ahead.
I can't go help him.
That's fine.
Stupid dice. The first one misses.
Wait, you're still attacking. I thought the monsters were.
Oh yeah, monsters attacking. I didn't have the other people attack, did I? One more, which is
That's
going against
okay.
Cav. Thank you. Sorry, Cav, what's your armor class?
17.
He got a 17. Okay, so he
So
hits.
he hits.
And he does 4 points of damage.
Great.
Okay. I'm sorry, Robert, keep... wait, we're going back to the beginning of the list at this point in time.
Right.
Yep.
Should be a
Now,
Me.
Jayth,
priest.
Jayth, what you see as you're looking in the window, there's a guy with his back to you. He is not human. You're not sure what he is. He has a humanoid form,
All right.
but it's definitely not the posture of a human or a dwarf or an aphane or any of those things. You can, if you want to, give me a quick wisdom roll. Target 15, considering your experience level. It's not a Jawa.
All right. Well, I've got a 26.
Yes, you recognize this is a Troöd. This is one of the
Whoa.
demon summoning species that were a big part and cause of the cataclysm. All you know is there is 2 types of them. There are grays and greens. They tend to be hairless, have big eyes that look like all pupil. They're all black. Almost no nose, just kind of slits on the face and a small mouth, a very almond-shaped head. Almond? I don't know. Anyhow, this looks to be a gray. The green tend to be the soldiers. They can do mild shape-shifting, not necessarily like, look, I'm Bob! But, and they can't be like, hey, I'm a bench! But they can squeeze their body into small spaces, blend in with their environment, etc. So, now, you've got him about 3 feet in front of you, and you've got the 3 monsters. You did see Mogget go down on the other side of the 3 monsters.
All right. Jonathan, be gone, Troöd. And I will cast a guiding bolt at it.
And what does that do?
It does 46 radiant damage if
Wow.
I hit it,
Uh-huh.
and I'd roll a natural 20.
Nice. Now, I don't believe spells crit.
They do.
They do.
They do? Okay, good.
Any damage thing, any dice doubles.
So magic missile? Oh, no, you don't roll for magic missile, so you can't crit with them. Okay.
No.
Yeah, magic
No.
missiles just do damage.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah, automatically.
Yeah. Anything because this is a ranged spell
Mhm.
attack. As long as it has an attack on it, it's so 10. 32. 39 points of radiant.
Very nice.
It whoever attacks it is at advantage against it. It's kind of glowing right now.
Well, it's kind of glowing in a crumple on the ground.
Oh. And as a bonus action, I will heal Moggets.
Now, that's a touch action, right?
No, healing word does less healing, but
Uh-huh.
it's a range.
Oh, very good.
spell.
Very good. Awesome.
And he will get back 3 plus or 7 points. So we're at 7.
7.
And that takes up 2 first level spells.
Now, is there a rule about do you automatically come back to consciousness, or can I have him make a con roll to see if he comes to?
Well, it's ambiguous because you're not really dead. You're dying.
Right, but
Yeah,
he
you're,
was.
you're
But he
at 0
was
hit points. You're kind of unconscious.
right.
Yeah.
I would
You're
say once
much
you're
better
below
than-
0, you're unconscious no matter what. So let's make a ruling here. Do we think if you're suddenly healed above 0, conscious, or make a con roll to see if you wake up?
Make con roll.
What's everybody else think?
If you want.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
I'm for
Does
being
it- does it-
conscious.
Does it add to the flavor of the campaign? I mean, would that make more sense in this world? I'm more for that.
It actually doesn't matter. The bottom line is what you guys are actually voting for right now is, do we want a free benefit? because I feel they wouldn't necessarily wake up if they were suddenly healed. But I'm willing to go with a group decision on this one. As for the flavor of the world, waking him up wouldn't be a problem, and each round I'll have him roll to see if he wakes up, because there is a lot of noise and he's healthy enough to stand up at this point. So
I'm for gaining hit points once you come back to consciousness.
Robert, you have an opinion?
I feel like the rules as written say once you're at positive hit points, you wake up.
I
It's typically played that way.
Yeah. I'm not sure that it specifically says, but that's how
Okay,
most people
we're going to go
play
with
it.
conscience. You do not get an action this round, Aaron. You will take an action next round.
Well, yeah.
It's,
Yeah. I'm cool either way.
okay. It's, that's Jayth around. Aaron, you are waking up, taking stock of things, shaking off the fog of being
Okay.
at death's door, and then, yes, Robert?
So the actual rule as written, if damage reduces you to 0 hit points and fails to kill you, you fall unconscious. This unconsciousness ends if you regain any hit points.
Okay. There we go. Thank you, Robert. Now it is Robert's turn.
Alright, there's still one in front of me, right?
Yes.
I'm smacking him with an axe.
Okay. Now I know you're
That might hit. That's a 14.
No, it slides off. No, you rolled before. It wasn't like a 20 or something. It's fair to have you re-roll. Hate to take away one decent roll from you.
I'm fine re-rolling.
Okay.
I mean,
It slides off.
I
but-
remember.
Mhm.
I remember what it was, and it would have hit, but
Do you get a
I
second
wasn't
attack?
rolling when Yeah, I get a second attack.
Go ahead and just take the second attack.
All right, that was a 22 then.
That hits.
I'm raging, so I get +7. That's 9 points of damage.
You have lopped off one of its arms. It is
Yeah!
still moving and twitching and coming at you, but it is doing it with less arm. We're gonna do that. Cav.
So there's the one in front of me, then there's the one that's standing over Moggets, and then there's the one in front of Big Guy, right?
Correct. The one in front of Bagai is very fucked up.
Right. If I move to the one that is standing over Moggets, will the one in front of me, am I moving out of range of the one in front of me, or?
No, there is. You're very much an enclosed space here.
Great. So then I want to move over so that I'm standing over the one that's in front of him, so that he attack me rather than smash Moggets on the floor
Okay.
as my movement, and then I'm gonna unleash on him with a jab of the staff. So that is that is not. Let's see. Oh, but that's also at a -2, so that is a 12, so that misses. And then I will try and punch him with an unarmed strike. Oh, God. It's a 2, so I miss.
You missed. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now it's their turn. The purple runes encircle on the floor flare a bright green blending with the purple and then get sucked back into themselves, and you see these guys, well, you see their faces become even more distorted, and they are sucked into the center of that circle and disappear. And
Where do they go?
the room goes quiet. The glowing guy on the ground, who you guys did notice, you didn't notice Jayth coming through the window, but then bright glowing light on the guy in the back. The power of Jonathan touching Mogget from across the room. Purple circle flares, guys disappear, the glow fades off the guy on the ground. It does fade within a round or so there, John?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
After it comes back around to me.
Okay, yeah, which is pretty much the first of the round. So yeah, he's
Yep.
fading, and the room is completely dark. Even those of you with dark vision, remember it does take a few seconds for the eyes to adjust.
Because I'm raging,
Uh-huh.
I would have dove after these guys
Oh.
towards the circle, and I'll just hack at the floor
Absolutely.
for my round.
Makes
And then
sense.
the rage will end because I haven't attacked anything in a round.
Now with raging, just to clarify, there's no danger of you attacking a friend, is there?
There is not.
Okay, good. Good. It's
It ends if I'm knocked unconscious, or if I haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn, or taken damage since then.
good, good. So yeah, it would end after this round. Moggitz is now sitting up, unless if he chooses to stay down because there's a raging big thing next to him. The room is dark. Within, 15, 20 seconds, vision is going to start coming back as your eyes adjust, especially the dwarves. Moggit, and I'm guessing you do not have any kind of dark vision or anything there, do you, Robert?
Nope.
Okay. So there is light streaming in through. And by the way, it is eerily quiet now also.
I'll help Muggett up off the floor.
Is the tornado still out here?
No.
Tornado's gone.
Well, that's an easy relief then.
Troöd's here though. That's strange.
Can I start investigating the room and see if there's whatever is left over from the ritual, or
Absolutely.
see what's around?
Absolutely.
Is investigation or
Hey, you could do a perception at first. Investigation if you actually... Now, I need to clarify dark vision. You can't read a sheet of paper in the dark, can you? Even with dark vision. Or is it... It's like low light, isn't it? So any small ambient light, you have better vision. Is that correct?
I think it's more like you can't see color. Let's see.
All I'm trying to determine, which probably want to light anyway for Moggitz and Bagai.
A monster with dark vision can see in the dark within a specific radius. The monster can see in dim light within the radius as if it were bright light, and in darkness if it were dim light. The monster can't discern color in the darkness, only shades of gray.
Okay, so you can investigate in this light then, is what I'm getting out of
Correct.
that. It's
Yeah, it counts as dim light.
it does count as dim because, as I mentioned, even though that layer of fog would be dissipating at this point in time, there is still a half moon. And,
Great, then I would see it in the room as if it were bright light.
Mm-hmm.
I will cast Detect Evil and start walking around and see if they left any,
Okay.
and investigate that way.
My investigation check is a 15.
Okay, one moment on that. Moggitz, what are you doing?
I'm getting up and dusting myself off.
Mm-hmm.
They stab me, they smack me. What do they really do to me?
It's they smacked you with rubbery tentacle-ish arms. Your
Not really,
skin.
I'm not bleeding. I was bludgeoned.
No, yeah, bludgeoned.
Okay.
You feel
Hey,
tingly, slightly skin irritation where the mucousy film on them touched you. So getting up, dusting yourself off, it's very dim light, only coming in through those two windows on each side. But Guy, what are you doing?
Evil floor dead.
That's an interesting band name.
Lefty will be coming the rest of the way up into the room with a lit lantern, or lighting a lantern at the top of the ladder. So,
Abracadabra, clean myself off.
so going on, give me your investigation roll there, Cav.
15.
Very good. I'll tell you about that in a moment. As Jayth walks through the attic, there's no sense of evil, no feelings of evil from anything. You stop and stare at Mogget for a minute and go, nope, definitely none there. You don't think so? He's okay. It's your investigation, Cav, as you start creeping around looking at the sigils burnt into the floor look like they've been smeared all towards the center. They're unreadable at this point in time. Even though they were burned into the wood floor, it's gone. You know, it's illegible totally. Any type of components they were using, incense, etc., has also been wiped out as the whatever it was closed or destroyed, or when the you're guessing the guy who Jayth killed with the bright glowy light thing, when he died, it broke whatever was going.
Did he get sucked into the portal too, or is he just still laying dead on the floor?
He's dead on the floor.
Great. I want to go search his body.
Okie dokie. We're going to let somebody else do stuff because you're taking a little bit to look around the room and whatnot. That's not just 6 seconds.
Yeah. No, after I would, search around the spell circle and then head over to loot his body, unless someone else gets to it first.
John, unless if you say otherwise, we're going to have you as you circle. It's not a large room, but 30 seconds or so to circle the room and look for
I could go outside and stuff too. It goes through 1 inch of stone. I can actually detect room things.
Yeah, you'll pretty much cover the whole place from up here, but if you want to be extra safe, absolutely, you're welcome to walk the perimeter of the building and everything.
I will.
Okay. We're going to give you... It's going to take a minute or two, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I want to look at Moggets and Bagai here. What are you guys doing while they're doing that stuff?
Is there a small...
Is there a what?
Is there like a small stick or anything up here in the attic?
A small... Say it again?
Stick.
Like a stick or something?
Stick.
Oh, stick.
A dildo. Is
Well,
there a
I mean, there's going to be remnants of this and that. If you're looking for, like, a 3-inch piece of wood that came off a beam, yes. If you need something larger than that, his staff is there. He's holding it.
Yeah, just a piece of...
I chopped up the floor pretty good, so there's probably some big splinters.
Grab one of those, abracadabra, friggin', and then friggin' basically turn it into an ad hoc porch.
Okay.
Basically, I'm doing making a light off of it. No, non-fire light, but it's an illusion.
Correct.
That way we've actually got, we can all see now.
Right. It's,
Well, the mayor came up with a lantern, so we were able to see. But now we got more light.
Okay, what about Bagai?
I'm gonna go downstairs and check out that kitchen and find something to eat.
Okay, when you climb down the ladder, or drop down the hole, however you do it, you make your way to the kitchen. The whole room is only lit by the fireplace, but you make your way there easy enough. And, you do find chunks of meat. They're still on the bone and everything. And give me a wisdom roll.
I mean, it's Gnoll.
No, he said this was the Reeces house. 14.
Yeah, you're able to pretty much put together. You know what animals look like. You know what meat on an animal bone looks like. This is not animal. You probably figure out where the Reeces went. They're in pieces.
Is it cooked?
Partially.
So,
It's charred on the outside and pretty raw on the inside.
Okay. I'm not going to eat it. But I'm gonna pick up the biggest piece to take outside and show Jayth.
Okay.
And on the way out, I'm gonna kick that gnoll that we tied up.
Okay. It's Do you want to like roll to hit kick or just kick?
I mean, he's tied up. Do I need to roll to hit him?
I want to know if you want to kill him or not. Is what I want to know.
I don't want to kill him, but I want it to hurt.
He's on death's door type situation.
So it's gonna hurt even if I just nudge him with a toe.
No. It will take.
Gotcha.
Like, if you want to kick him like you kick a dog that's in your way, which is, oh, he knows he got kicked, but it doesn't actually hurt him. It's one thing. If you want to kick him hard enough to break a bone, you will probably kill him.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, you kick him and head out. He groans in his unconscious state.
Yeah, see, that's enough for me.
There
A
we
little
go.
bit of pain.
That's what
Not
I was
damage,
looking
just
for.
pain.
Yeah.
Just pain.
And
I'm gonna wave this big hunk of person meat at Jayth, and call out.
What do you have?
People meat.
Where did you get that?
the pub.
In the house.
All right, I head back in.
Now, by this time, Cav would be heading over to, search the body. Mogget, you are still up in the attic as far as I know, unless you want to do anything else. You have your better
Back up.
light than a lantern.
Is there anything up here in the attic worth anything?
There's not a lot up here. It's there's beds set up here for the children when it's warmer. In the winter, they don't tend to sleep up here, but in the summer they do.
I assume children are not up here.
Yeah, part of them might be, but not all of them. It's
First up here, nobody alive. Head back down.
okay. That leaves Cav to search the guy crumpled to the ground.
Yes.
He does.
He what?
You don't have to roll.
I mean, it is a 19.
Okay. It's okay. Andrea's sending me stuff. Okay. Yeah, going through his pockets and through his little satchel he has, you find various papers and, different components and whatnot, and a dagger.
Great, I'll take it all.
Okay. Easy enough to do. By the time you're heading back downstairs, everybody else is returning to the one common room as a group now. You have one tied up gnoll. You have many dead gnolls. Robert, you're muted.
Yes, you are.
Well, we can't hear you, sir.
I got people meat.
Yes, you do.
Am I back on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, you have people meet.
I got people meat.
Okay. So you've all gathered in the common room now. As I said, there's a mess of dead gnolls. There's one tied up gnoll. Cav, are you secretly looting these people, or is it pretty public?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm clearly
Okay.
looting them in front of everyone. So, like, once I have these papers, I'll do. Is everyone heading downstairs, or?
Everybody has gathered in the common room already together.
Great. Then I will go downstairs.
You're
Find out
already
the letter.
there.
Oh, great.
While
Sorry.
you were typing, I was giving that description.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So, guys, I have found these papers on the dead guy upstairs, and I will hold up the papers out in Mogget's light to read them.
It's a Troöd.
No, it's a paper.
It's me.
Now, while Cav searches the rest of the room, is anybody looking through the papers? Is that something you want to do now, or when you return to the pub, or what?
Oh, I'll definitely read the papers because we're out here. They're out here doing something.
Yeah. Read them here while we.
Yeah.
In case we have to
Standing
look for
around
more.
the light.
So we don't have to come back. Oh, I just create light. It's
Okay.
daylight in here. You have the lantern, so figure that.
There is plenty of light at this point in time. Cav, amongst the other men, is anybody else helping search the bodies? Okay, Cav's doing it all.
Yes, help.
You'll help? Okay. Yes, Robert?
I'm going to actually walk and see if any of the people survived or the kids.
No, you find pieces of them in the kitchen. Most of the chairs...
I'm going to gather those pieces up and put them in a bucket or something.
You can find blankets and stuff. The bedroom, which is the room across from the main door, they had tore the bed up and made little nests of them. But there's pieces of blanket in there that you can use.
We will give them a proper burial.
Yeah.
Very
Burn
good.
them.
Cavalon, can you speak to that?
Sure. I will make him talk. So I will go over and start slapping the gnoll to get him to wake up and get to consciousness.
Very good. It's let me do this first. When you were searching the things, there was 19 more silver. As I said, you got 3
Great.
clubs, 3 short swords, and one looks to be a very nice dagger, and it has the Reeves name engraved into it. It looks
With
antique.
what name engraved in it?
Reeves, the people that
The people.
Gotcha.
were snacked on by the Gnolls.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to wrap that up pretty much and let you guys know what that
Great.
was so we can move on from that. Yeah, as you slap around the note. Now, Jayth, did you say you were looking through the papers?
Yes.
Okay. It's, the papers appear to be a correspondence between this guy and somebody else, and it has various maps and whatnot, including one of this region and one of another region, which is in the foothills of the mountains to the west of you. You're able to surmise, put it together by reading through everything and looking through everything. That's where whoever he was reporting to is. As for what they were doing here, it was gathering resources. It's basically they needed the people. And the gnolls that you had killed last night were a scouting party from these guys, and this was the base of operations.
Well, I'll explain this to everybody while the guy's outside because I don't want to explain it 5 different ways. So
There you go. It's Cav is slapping the gnoll awake, so a little tickle on the inner thigh, a little nudge on the ear, rub his belly, see if his leg goes like
wake
this.
up.
And yeah, soon enough you have him wake. Does anybody speak gnoll?
Nope.
Very good. He comes to, and he starts growling at you. He tries to nip at you with his mouth because he's tied, but he's not gagged as far as I know. But he can't lunge more than 8 to 12 inches. So
do you speak common?
he stares at you and mutters out a growled word.
Is it a crowd common word?
Mm-mm.
All right, the hammer comes down straight down to his neck. Kill.
Very good. He crumples
God.
to the left and twitches for a few seconds before laying still.
Well then, I think we should head back to the bar.
Lefty,
Yeah.
did you have any family?
They had a cousin in town. I'll talk to him when we get there.
Well, let's get the Gnolls out of here. We're going to give them a proper burial before we leave.
There's probably tools out in the stable. The side of the house has a lean-to, which would house two animals, generally their cow and their horse.
Okay.
And there is a root cellar smokehouse on the other side. That was a little outbuilding. But yeah, the three kids and the husband and wife are no longer with us. So by a proper burial, you mean digging a hole, throwing the bodies in it?
Yep.
Okay.
Funeral pyre.
Not burning them. Not doing like a
It would depend on what I think, being a religious person, would be the proper them.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, here's the deal. The religious things have changed over the past 30 years because of the undead hordes. But there's little chance of what remains of them coming back. But it has become pretty common to burn things nowadays as opposed to bury.
We will burn them all.
Yeah.
Burn the house too.
No, thank you. Somebody owns that in town.
Somebody else can use the house.
No, a evil house.
I will cleanse the house. Help me burn these people. I need 5 large stones, please.
Okay,
Okay.
the guy will go find 5 large stones.
Now we're going to fast forward through this part here.
No, that's fine.
It's and probably wrap up the game right about now as you guys are heading back to town and pick that up there next week. It's doing that. This is we're doing the milestone based. Kavlon, Moggoth, and Bagai will level to level 2.
Hooray!
Woo! Hey, all right.
So
It was the floor. I got us all the experience from killing the floor.
killing the
And the I-beam.
and
It's
I've been
pretty
And the high beam. Yeah.
Apparently, you attacked it because you felt like there was evil in it emanating down through the floor.
Through the floor.
Yes. Yeah. It was precognition on my part.
It was.
It's that wisdom of 12 shining through.
Call that pre-flat.
And by the way, hello, Dead Rising. Good to see you. Chris, thank you for chit-chatting with him, letting him know what we're doing there. Appreciate that, buddy. It's, So,
Yeah, when you get a chance, let me know what we're doing.
with, well, we're done for the night, so we're not doing anything anymore. It's,
So I'd strap the clubs and the short swords to my backpack. So I grabbed that just so that I, have all the equipment and when we get back.
the clubs...
I cast bear strength on both of you, so you can carry twice as much.
the clubs you might not even worry about.
No.
No.
So
they're-
I would.
Yeah, I mean, unless if you have a thing for a stick of wood, you could put them on the funeral pyre if you wanted to.
Great. You use the clubs for...
Yeah, I mean, because they're not wonderful clubs. They're not a tree branch either, but they're,
Hey, you never know what you can trade for.
you can keep them if you want. Just letting you know.
No.
Okay.
I do not have a penchant for clubs.
For hoarding. You're not a club guy.
No.
That's nice.
The short swords are pretty common, not well taken care of. The only weapon of any interest is that family dagger you guys found. Like I said, that's in very nice shape, looks antique-ish and whatnot.
Great. I
So-
will just put that under other possessions until we figure out what it is.
There we go. So, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys very much. It's and I have reading to do this next week to make it smoother on the rules part next week. It's everybody good for next Thursday?
Yeah. I say without checking the calendar.
Well, next time you're down here, I'll give you a DM screen. It makes it a little easy.
Mm,
It's got all the charts and stuff on it. So I got a bunch of spares.
very good. I will not say no. I don't believe I have one because I just have the 3 main books. So. Okay, now for everybody on Twitch, appreciate you joining us and hanging out. And you guys have a great night. We're gonna let you go and catch you again next time. Bye now.